DOTE.
The next tip is it's a good idea to use checkpoints, and it might take a little getting used to at first, but our checkpoint system, built on a nice version control system underneath, allows you to very easily keep some trace of small changes that you made, and then you can go back and look at them. You can use this for sharing comments with somebody else. And here we have our Lego demo project with the transcript that has errors, deliberate errors in it that are good to try and spot and fix. And so therefore, to document those for every error that I introduced into the transcript, then I made a checkpoint. So if you click on checkpoints here, and you need to have Git installed, and you can see that in the help guide how to install Git, just once only, and then you'll be able to use checkpoints. And here we see 6 months ago I made a bunch of changes to this transcript. And if I go, I can click on any of these and I'll see those changes over here, or I'll just see the transcript as it existed at that time. And if you bought the Pro version, you'll be able to display changes between versions, between the version you've chosen and the previous version, and I'll show that here. So if I go back and I click on this one here, then I'm peeking at this back in time to the very original transcript here. If I then look at the next checkpoint, this one, this checkpoint was the first small change I made, and those changes were saved and archived to show the change as we went along, making more and more errors into the transcript. And there is the error you can see here. And if you want to actually see that, if you have the Pro version, you can just click here and it will show you. And you can see here in the mini map of the scroll bar where that change is, and it shows you what was deleted and what was added. And in fact, it was the same text, but one small part, this is in a slightly darker color, shows you that this was deleted, that causing an error, because we're not sure where this closes, and there we can see the error popping up. If you don't have that on, you can also use the sync codes to be able to jump there and play it. Can't hear it very well, and that's because maybe we need to switch to, if we go back to the editor and to the videos and the audio, we could switch to the wireless mic on this person if you have the Pro version, and then hear her say that a little bit more clearly. She says something, but it's not very clear on that video that we're listening to. So that's checkpoints, and I made the change, and then I added a checkpoint message here, and I said create checkpoint. And we could just briefly show that if I just leave checkpoint mode, and we'll go back and leave the looking at checkpoints, go back to the editor, and let's say I want to make one small change. I want to introduce another error here. Let's say here I want to introduce an error here, and you can see it's immediately flagging an error because I haven't closed the pause bracket. And then I go to checkpoints. It'll say there's a non-recorded state, there's something that has changed. I can say missing bracket, and I create a checkpoint. You'll see a few seconds ago missing bracket. If I click on that one, you can see, well, it's got the other errors, but it's there. And if I say display changes, then there's the error shown. That's what was deleted, and that's the final result there in the green, yellow, highlighted red or pink, and see a slightly darker color to show what was either deleted or what was added. So that's now a trace, so you can use that to keep a long list of changes that you've made, which if you're sharing your transcript with somebody else or co-editing it, then when they get their rights to edit the transcript, what they can do is see the changes you've made, or it could be a student has done some transcription has a bunch of errors in it. You can add comments, and every single correction you make or every single comment you make, you can save that with a low level of granularity. A high level of granularity, so that you have a trace of the corrections and changes that you've made. So it's very, very powerful. Auto backup is simply recording prior states every 5 minutes or however you set that, whereas this is much more powerful. So please use checkpoints. You need Git to set it up, and then you're ready to go.